Ooh, what is this? Tweet from Helldivers. Is Helldivers back? New Helldivers 2 4.10 patch notes. Ooh, looks like a big patch for Helldivers. I wouldn't mind checking that out for just a bit. Let's see. Oh, it seems like there is an update. Steam has received an update indeed. Let me see. Support incoming. We have issued a major update for players that includes fixes and improvements to balancing, stability, and gameplay, and so much more. I mean, there were issues. There was a lot of connectivity issues, but so it looks like a big bug fix patch. Or have they done any weapon rebalancing? Let's see. Full patch notes. Okay. Freedom's greetings, Helldivers. Blah 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 blah. Is it because today's? Is it? Is it because it's quote unquote Liberty Day? For this patch, some of the major areas and interest are viable supply lines, attack origins of the galactic, various crash fixes, invite only lobby creation, balancing goal with stratagem balance changes in this batch. With these balance changes, we wanted to buff some of the weaker stratagems to make them more viable and add more possibility for variety in the loadouts. For that, it would be nice if we had loadout like preset saved loadouts. We also changed a few to make them more consistent, but the goal was to keep a similar or higher power level. We are looking into the stratagems more to see if there are any other stratagems that might need some buffs or changes to make them more viable. We also want to be better at explaining what our goals are with these changes. Please see the link blog post. AMLS 4X Rocket Sentry. Decrease spread. Prioritize laser targets. Increase target distance from 75 to 100 meters. I mean, there wasn't really a big issue with the Rocket Sentry. Increase explosive radius from... Okay, so it's a big buff. I think the biggest issue was that the knockback. If you are standing just marginally a little bit closer to it, you just get knocked back for no reason. I think that's the only issue I found with it. Other than that, increased projectile damage from 200 to 300. So they really buffed the shit out of the Rocket Sentry. Machine Gun Sentry reduced cooldown from 180 to 120. Is this the Gatling Sentry? No, it's not. It's the regular Machine Gun Sentry. And then increased durability from 0% to 80%. Yes. I'm so glad they increased durability for the sentries, because I mean, it's just so annoying that just like a small enemy comes along sometimes and just takes out the sentry weapon with 2-3 hits. I can understand a charger doing it, but something as big as the charger doing it, but maybe like a warrior coming and taking it down quickly is just, especially in the especially when you fight on the high worlds, like the underground warriors, they just burrow underground, go right up to it, and just take it out quickly. MG 101 HMG emplacement. Increase rotation speed by 100%. Increase rotation speed by 100%. Holy shit, that. Okay. Gotta be interested to see what it looks like now. Anti-personal minefield. Increase explosive damage from 250 to 350. Incendiary mines 150 to 210. I mean, there was never really too big of an issue with any of these. Orbital Gatling, increased fire rate. Okay, so this is the orbital Gatling strike stratagem. Um, increased fire rate by 25%, increased rounds per salvo from 30 to 60, increased armor penetration, can damage heavy armored enemies, decreased cooldown from 80 to 70. Ooh, that's quite nice. I mean, once again, all of these, like I thought they were quite good. The one thing I wouldn't mind them improving in sentries is a little bit of the AI, because if it recognizes that you are in the way, if a Helldiver is in the way, they still shoot regardless, and that is a little bit annoying. I thought they would kind of like fix that, because it does get a little bit annoying at times. Because if an enemy decides to show up right behind you and you are in the middle of the sentry's path, it'll still shoot you down, even though you've been there for a while. Like, you stood there first. So I mean, like, orbital airburst strike, decrease cooldown from 120 to 100 seconds. Orbital precision strike, decrease cooldown from 190 seconds. Decrease call in time from 4 seconds. Oh my goodness, it just 2 seconds. That's a crazy amount. It's just gonna boom. It's like an immediate strike. Eagle 110mm rock. I mean, this was already buffed. Improved targeting, improved projectile armor penetration. Now does 100% damage to heavy armored enemies. Oh, so it's going to guarantee that it's going to hit them now. Decrease projectile Eagle strafing run. Increase uses from 3 to 4. Damn. Increase arm penetration. G21 grenade launcher. Explosive damage from 350 to 400. I think the reason they did this is because a lot of folks are using the grenade launcher in the Hive missions. Heavy machine gun, increased projectile damage from 100. Everything got a buff basically. Decreased fire rate, decreased reload time, increased stagger strength. MG43 machine gun, decreased reload time from 4 to 3.5. Everything's getting a buff. Everything is bloody getting a buff. Increased projectile damage. Increased. Holy shit, everything is getting a buff. Rifles, AR-23 Liberator, the Stalwart, which is the medium machine gun, and the AR-23 Guard Dog, which is the rifle guard dog. Increased projectile damage against durable body parts from 10% to 23%. Liberator Concussive, increased projectile damage against durable body parts from 23 to 35%. Educator, increased. I mean, this we've been asking for a while. Increased magazine capacity for some of the weapons. Increased pressure. Everything. Tenderizer is also another AR. Plasma weapon. Decrease explosion damage fall off. Explosive crossbow. Increase explosive armored penetration to be the same as the projectile. Increase demolition strength. Can destroy bug holes. But wasn't that already the case? Added medium armor penetration. Eruptor. Increased total damage from 420 to 570 per shot. Diligence is the regular sniper rifle. Increased damage for durable body parts with 10%. So many buffs. Then again, it wasn't an issue with the stratagems. Like, I think a lot of them were okay. But yeah, these are some insane buffs. Much welcome buffs, regardless. We're not complaining. Updated recoil stance modifiers. We made changes to the recoil stance modifiers to make them more consistent and also reward better. And also reward being prone more. Almost all of them will improve the recoil, and only 2 have been made first, and only by 10%. Right, what else? General gameplay. Removed operation modifies AA defenses. Reduces the stratagem slots by 1. We want we want to look at the operation modifiers in the future. Right now, there are too few of them, which becomes repetitive. And once we do not create variety and promote different playstyles. For now, we remove this one because it only encourages players to bring the best stratagems and does not promote variety. So they removed AA defenses. The I mean, like when the AA defenses are there on the planet, it means like your stratagems gets reduced by 1. So they've removed this completely now. So they're planning on reworking the operation modifiers basically. Disable the retrieve essential personnel defend event mission for the time being. This to give mission more proper attention and care, as it is now deemed not fun enough or performing as we want it to. Retrieve essential personnel defend event mission. Is this the missile one? Or is it the one where you escort those 40 personnel to safety one? Because I know the missile one is also called, like, I don't know if it's a naming issue, but the silo one is also labeled with this at times. But regardless, it is what it is. Super samples. Super samples now spawn on difficulty 6. Okay, that's nice. So folks who do not like to play on much higher difficulties can get super samples a little bit easily now. The reason for this change is that we feel that their existence only for difficulty 7 forced some players to play the game on hard difficulty than they wanted to comfortably play the game. We do, however, still want a gating of them, but a less punishing one. The SCF artillery stratagem is no longer blocked by stratagem jammers or irons. Oh my goodness. Yes, please. Oh my goodness, like this was a big issue. That the artillery stratagem, like, this is great. This means that if we get the SCF artillery stratagem, we can use it to take out the stratagem jammers. That is amazing. The fact that it's not blocked by stratagem jammers. This gives us an option now. An easy option to take out stratagem jammers. That's good. That's actually legit good. And is available after the mission timer ends and the destroyer leaves close orbit. Enemies in melee range of gates in the evacuate high value assets missions will now attack it more consistently. Oh, okay, so no. High value assets is the missile silo mission. Yes. Okay, this was a different one. So they will now attack the gates more consistently. I mean, like, it's fine. It's not a big deal. Added the ability to chat from in-game menus and mission loading screens. Updated some first-person crosshairs and improved readability. Social invited lobbies are now supported. Armors. New armor passive peak physique. 50 melee% damage, 30%. Weapons ergonomics. Planets and hazards. Spike plant. The spike plant that appears in certain planets have been reworked. No longer causes bleed or stamina drain if hit by the plant explosion of spikes. Now pops 3 times, sending spikes everywhere, dealing increased damage. This is basically on bug missions. Fire tornadoes. Oh my goodness, one of my worst nightmares. Fire tornadoes have had the behavior change and should no longer feel like they actively respond to player movement. Yes, please. At times, it feels like the fire tornado homes in on you. While a fire tornado storm takes place, enemy vision is reduced, player vision is unaffected. Fire tornadoes should feel more random. They did not feel at random. Tremors have had their spawning tweaked and slightly more random. They have an epicenter size and effect range increase. Let's see, what else is reworked? Enemies, acid effect. The acid effect applied by hunters, bug mites Now allows you to sprint while under the effect and slows you 30% instead of 50%. Duration has been increased from 3 to 4 seconds. These changes are intended to make it less punishing to players who have been slowed while fighting the term. Oh my goodness, yes, thank you, please. Inside the hives, oh my goodness, this is just one of the most annoying things ever. The amount of times you get slowed down. We have toned down the amount of heavily armored enemies like Bile Titans chargers on higher difficulties and instead spawn more hordes of smaller enemies. The difference should be quite noticeable as the amount should be at least 30% less before during bug breaches. We have also toned down slightly how many hulks the support for automators eats up the demand of anti-tank weapons that have been having more of other enemies give a better incentive to a group to bring stratagems and weapons that take care of hordes. So so basically what they're saying is we're going to need more CC. I mean that's all right, right? Like a few there a lot of us do bring shotguns still. So petrol spawning is now back to how it worked before patch 1.300 with some slightly tweaks so that the levels are less empty if you are far away from important locations with enemy presence. Stunning. Oh my god, this is so much changes. Medium and large size enemies now don't get stunned easily. This will, however, not affect the stratagems that stun, and mostly just affect how easily the pummeler can stun large enemies. Oh, it's a nerf to the SMG, the stun SMG. Bile Spewers and Nursing Spewers. Spewers will now get slowed if they lose their legs. Spewer Pukes only applies the acid effect. Spewer Puke can now only damage Helldivers up to 4 times per second, and Helldivers cannot take damage multiple times with the same projectile. This should reduce instances where you are instantly killed by it. Yes, please. There are so many instances where Spewers could just one-shot you. Bile Titan's head is slightly less durable against weaker anti-tank weapons. It's not a large change, but mostly matters for weapons like the railgun. Holy shit, can the railgun snipe the Bile Titan's head again? Is this back to the glory days of Helldivers year 1? The Bile Titan's Spew can now only damage Helldivers. Okay, it's the same change as that done for the regular Spewer. Charger Behemoth. Charger Behemoth now joining the battle at high difficulty. It can now also take more damage than before. This enables us to spawn fewer charges but still retain the difficulty. Chargers will now show bleed out effects from the body if the bleed out state has started. You can still show bleed out effects from the mouth. Okay. So basically chargers are a bit more tankier, but they'll spawn less. I'm guessing they've done the same for the Hulks. The Hulk Scorcher. The Hulk's flamethrower now does less damage and cannot damage health. Okay, so they got the same treatment as the Spewers and the Bile Titans in terms of flamethrower weapons. Automated tanks. The tank value on the front has been lowered to be the same as the non-vent sections. Okay. Alright, cool. Galactic War. Introducing supply lines and origins of attack. Supply lines was previously not shown on the Galactic War map to reduce clutter and improve readability. However, based on the feedback on the map, we made an implementation showing them on the map. The solution tries to maintain general readability while still exposing the system to the players. You will now be able to see which planet an attack is originating from, potentially allowing for the community to stop the attack at its source. We have also uploaded... interesting. That's good to know. We've also updated visuals of the sector and the planet information pop-ups. That's actually quite neat. This way the community can work towards the common goal. It's still hard to get the community geared towards the exact same planet, but it is a step in the right direction. The FA floating spear targeting has been reworked and should now function much better. However, it has lost the ability to target automated spawners. That is not intended and will be fixed in the future. Uh, well, there is quite a lot of fixes. I'm just gonna quickly skim through this and see if there's actually things that matter, because this is a long ass patch note list. PC, you can now navigate the supercharger menu with WSD keys. Um, that's a nice change. Wasn't expecting it, but yeah. Helldivers can now also switches to the last active weapon when out of grenades, fixing the issue where they would be holding a stratagem ball without the stratagem menu being open. Yeah, I mean this is quite. I mean, as always, right? Helldivers, like, they tend to, as long as they don't nerf weapons unnecessarily, all patches are welcome. These are some incredibly good balance patches. I mean, it's a strictly PVE game, right? Like, so just keep buffing the weapons. There's no point in nerfing them. Or yeah, buff the enemies if they want to make it a bit difficulty. But yeah, they just need to balance out the enemies. Mm, I wouldn't mind if they could just increase the lobby size, perhaps to 5. 6 is too much. I think 6 is asking for too much, but I know 5 is possible because the test servers, I think they run with a developer, so it can have 5 in a crew. So yeah, I mean, like, I think they should look into at least increasing the lobby size to 5. Should, I mean, that way, larger groups of parties can play together when they need to. Neat. Yeah, I mean, like, it's a much needed balance patch. Um, because if I'm reading this right, a lot of these, especially the bile spewer changes, the damage from acid and fire from the hulks, right? Because there were instances where you it feels like those were supposed to be damage over time type attacks, but they tend to one shot you immediately. It's nice to see that they've been reworked and fixed. Cool.